It started with a TikTok, a 90-second clip posted by @The Budget Stylist, a creator known for hunting designer steals and fashion dupes at discount retailers like Marshalls, Ross, and TJ Maxx. The video opened with a dramatic slow zoom on a pair of strappy black heels, panned to a price tag that read $24.99, and then cut to the same pair verified on Net-a-Porter for $640. The comment section exploded. "No way. I knew Marshalls was hiding stuff in the back. BRB checking mine, and perhaps the most telling, I'll never shop the same way again." But this wasn't just a viral moment, it was the tip of a massive, messy, deeply layered iceberg. If you think Marshalls is just a cluttered chain store where your mom buys discounted candles and your cousin finds Calvin Klein hoodies for 60% off, you're both right and missing half the story. Because Marshalls, the seemingly innocent retail sibling of TJ Maxx and HomeGoods, is at the very center of a fashion ecosystem you probably didn't even realize you were a part of. And once you know how it all works, once you've seen what's really going on, you'll never be able to walk those fluorescent-lit aisles the same way again. Let's rewind. Picture it. 2003. You're in middle school, listening to Ashanti's Rock With You, Aw Baby, on your purple iPod mini, and your mom pulls you into Marshalls on a Saturday afternoon. The store smells like a mix of denim and cinnamon-scented drawer liners. You walk past aisles of unevenly stacked sweaters, dig through a few racks, maybe grab some Adidas track pants and a pack of fuzzy socks. Nothing glamorous, nothing exciting. But fast forward 2 decades, and things have changed dramatically. Today, Marshalls stores around the country are treasure troves for fashion diehards, resellers, TikTok influencers, and the ultra-savvy bargain hunter. And it's not by accident. Behind the chaos of scattered displays and mismatched hangers is a finely tuned operation driven by secrecy, psychology, and a global supply chain strategy that would make Amazon blink. Here's the headline. Marshalls isn't just selling you stuff. It's training you to believe that any moment could be your lucky day. And when you do strike gold, oh, you're hooked. It's not shopping, it's gambling in a cardigan aisle. Marshalls operates on what's known in the retail world as an off-price model. Unlike department stores like Nordstrom or Bloomingdale's, which buy entire seasons of inventory in advance, Marshalls gets their goods after the fact. Excess stock, canceled orders, out-of-season items, or products specifically made for the discount market. Yes, you read that right. Some of the stuff in Marshalls was never sold anywhere else at full price. It was always meant for the discount rack. The genius and the manipulation lies in the presentation. You don't walk into Marshalls to find one specific thing. You walk in hoping to discover something. It's a psychological high-low loop that mimics casino gambling. You hit the jackpot with a Kate Spade bag at 80% off. You'll keep coming back for that rush, even if 9 out of 10 times you leave with a generic sweatshirt and a 4-pack of dry shampoo. And this isn't just speculation. In 2018, retail expert and former Marshalls buyer Barbara Kahn spoke on the treasure hunt effect in off-price stores. Consumers perceive value when they believe they're getting something rare or exclusive, she explained. If they think it's a fluke find, they feel smart, even victorious. That sense of victory isn't accidental, it's engineered. Here's where things get tricky. Yes, you can find real designer brands at Marshalls, but you might want to squint. Take that viral TikTok we mentioned earlier, the one with the $24.99 designer heels. It wasn't fake. The shoes were a genuine find, a pair of Aquazzura stilettos from 2 seasons ago. But what the video didn't show was that they were in a single store in Glendale, Arizona, and only available in size 10. That's the game. What's more, some items at Marshalls look like luxury, but were actually manufactured specifically for the off-price market. There's a whole category of fashion called gray market goods, items made by or for designers, but sold outside of their official retail channels. Sometimes these are overruns. Other times, they're licensed products made by third-party manufacturers. So that Michael Kors purse you scored for $69.99. It might not be the same quality or from the same collection as the $398 version sold at Macy's. In 2016, the New York Times investigated this phenomenon and found that some brands even produce entirely separate lines, lower quality, cheaper to make versions for stores like Marshalls and Ross. Same label, different guts. It's fashion's version of The Truman Show. Everything looks legit until you realize you're living on a Hollywood set. By 2020, something shifted. Suddenly, Marshalls wasn't just for moms and frugal fashionistas. It became a hunting ground for resellers, people who buy discounted products and flip them online for profit. YouTube channels like Paul Cantu's and Instagram accounts like @RareKickSteal started showcasing hauls from Marshalls and TJ Maxx, including Nike Dunks, rare LeBron sneakers, and limited edition collabs that had seemingly disappeared from the market. Entire Discord groups popped up to track store restocks, and some resellers even paid employees under the table to tip them off when new shipments came in. It got intense. In one viral Reddit thread from 2021, a user confessed to camping outside a Manhattan Marshalls at 5 a.m. just to snag a single off-white hoodie that hit the rack. Another comment read, "You haven't seen chaos until you've watched 5 guys in their 30s sprint to the shoe aisle like it's Black Friday." This isn't just low-stakes retail anymore. It's a business, a war zone, a cultural phenomenon. It's not just everyday shoppers either. In 2017, none other than Kanye West tweeted, "Sometimes I get tired of expenses ***. Marshalls got the vibe. While it might have been half joke, the sentiment wasn't wrong. Marshalls does have the vibe for people looking for weird, random, potentially legendary steals. You'd just have to be willing to dig for it. And yes, celebrities shop there. Rihanna was spotted at a Marshalls in Los Angeles back in 2014, wearing sunglasses and browsing candles. Zendaya admitted in a 2020 Vogue interview that she buys her dad's Christmas presents at TJ Maxx and Marshalls because he doesn't care about brands, just comfort. Even Billie Eilish, queen of high-low aesthetic, was once seen wearing a Champion hoodie from Marshalls during a meet and greet in 2019. Whether it was intentional or not, it sparked a spike in Champion's off-price popularity, practically overnight. The message: you don't need a red carpet to find fashion worth flaunting. Sometimes it's just hanging awkwardly on a crooked rack between 2 polyester jumpsuits. Interestingly, Marshalls has snuck its way into pop culture far more than you might realize. In 2022, Megan Thee Stallion referenced Marshalls in a verse during a Hot Ones interview freestyle. "Might see me in Prada, might see me in Marshalls / either way, hot girl, still going colossal." The crowd and Twitter went wild. That same year, Doja Cat jokingly tweeted, "Don't talk to me until I've had my Marshalls trip and a Starbucks." Within minutes, the quote was turned into a meme, and 2 days later, someone made a trap remix using Doja's tweet and posted it on SoundCloud. Over 250,000 plays later, it was featured on a Spotify playlist called Bojit on a Budget. Marshalls has become more than a store. It's a vibe, a meme, a place of legend. But all of this raises a deeper question. Why are we so obsessed with this store? The answer might lie less in fashion and more in human behavior. Marshalls scratches a niche that so many of us feel, especially in a post-pandemic, late capitalism, gig economy world. The need to feel like we're getting away with something, that we've outsmarted the system, that we found a hack, a loophole, a win. In 2023, retail psychologist Dr. Valerie Nelson explained in an interview with NPR, off-price shopping mimics the dopamine cycle of social media. Every time you walk into Marshalls, your brain is scanning for potential reward. The unpredictability is what keeps you coming back. It's why some people go in for dish soap and come out with 6 shirts, a Himalayan salt lamp, and a pair of Pumas. The chaos is the point. Let's take a deeper detour beyond the psychology and pricing tricks into the almost cult-like community that Marshalls has inspired over the last few years. It's not just a place where people shop. It's a social experience, a weekly ritual, and for some, a full-blown identity. You don't believe me? Just search #MarshallsFins on Instagram or TikTok. As of mid-2025, there are over 4.3 million posts under that tag alone. You'll see flat-lay photos of brand-name boots with perfectly arranged price tags, unboxing videos of haul bags clunking on counters, and walkthroughs of people literally narrating their shopping trips aisle by aisle. Oh, This Marshall's just got a drop. Here's a bunch of Steve Madden heels, some North Face vests, and wait, is that a Givenchy wallet? Some of these creators have followings in the hundreds of thousands, and they treat Marshall's not like a discount store, but like a secret members-only fashion collective. It's a paradox. They want you to see what they found, but not where they found it, because the more people who know, the more competition there is next week. In that way, the Marshall's fandom has taken on this weird mix of pride and paranoia. Take, for instance, at Jen's Discount Closet, a former department store stylist turned full-time content creator. Her followers religiously track her weekly Marshall's Monday episodes, where she combs through New Jersey stores, whispering tips about which locations never get raided and which ones are manager-friendly. In a 2024 interview with BuzzFeed News, she admitted, "I won't even tell my best friends which Marshall's I go to. It's not personal, it's business." This kind of gatekeeping has become common, and in a strange way, it mirrors the exclusivity that luxury fashion is built on. It's ironic. Really, Marshall's is supposed to be the opposite of exclusion. It's the democratic, price-friendly playground for the masses. But what we've done, collectively, is turn it into an elite scavenger hunt, a place where knowledge is currency, timing is everything, and trust, scarce. Another layer that often goes unnoticed unless you're really plugged in, the restock culture. Not all Marshall's are created equal. Some are runway locations, yes, that's the term used internally, and they receive higher-end merchandise, including pieces from past season collections by designers like Rag & Bone, Theory, and even Burberry. There are fewer than 100 of these stores across the U.S., and they are typically located near wealthier metro areas where shoppers are expected to recognize and value designer names. But even regular Marshall's stores follow an incredibly complex restocking rhythm. New merchandise doesn't come in seasonally, it comes in daily. Early morning is when most shipments hit the shelves, which is why hardcore shoppers line up before opening like it's Black Friday every Thursday. According to a former assistant manager interviewed by Retail Dive in 2023, Mondays and Thursdays are the real gold mines, but if you're not there before 10 a.m., forget it. The resellers clean out half the good stuff by noon. This creates a strange economy. People trade restock schedules in Facebook groups. Some offer to buy gift cards in exchange for intel. Others build relationships with store clerks not for discounts, but for information. It's a hustle. One reseller confessed anonymously on a YouTube Q&A. Marshall's is my supplier, and I treat it like I'm running a sneaker boutique out of my apartment. The store knows this too, but rather than fighting the trend, they've leaned into it. Why? Because resellers are still customers. They just buy more stuff, more often, and for a business model built on volume and fast turnover, that's a win. Let's talk aesthetics for a second, because Marshall's isn't exactly trying to look chic. Ever notice how chaotic the layout is? That's intentional. Retail designers call it the maze effect, and it's built to keep you walking. Just like how IKEA uses a winding floor plan to push customers through every department, Marshall's relies on scattered signage and unpredictable sectioning to keep you moving from shoes to skincare to home decor, just in case you see something on the way. Also, the music. You rarely hear top 40 hits at Marshall's. Instead, it's a weird mix of instrumental jazz, smooth indie, and 2010s alt-pop radio edits. This neutral soundtrack keeps your attention low stakes and soft focused just enough to keep you wandering without making you want to leave. It's like being trapped inside a lo-fi YouTube mix with price tags attached. And those carts? Small, often squeaky, poorly maintained, also intentional. The logic: if you're not loading up a massive cart, you're more likely to make spontaneous grab-and-go purchases. It's retail psychology, once again, playing you like a piano. Few people realize just how global the Marshall supply chain really is. A single product on the shelf could have taken a bizarre journey. Designed in Italy, manufactured in Vietnam, shipped to a port in Long Beach, ordered by a department store that canceled the order mid-season, bought in bulk by TJX, Marshall's parent company, and finally rerouted to a store in Ohio, where it's now sitting behind a puffered jacket rack next to a clearance bin of Valentine's Day-themed baking pans in July. TJX doesn't disclose specific supply chain partners, but analysts estimate they buy from over 21,000 vendors in 100-plus countries. It's a patchwork operation designed for speed, flexibility, and unpredictability. That unpredictability, it's part of the store's magic. You're not supposed to find the same thing twice, but this also raises ethical concerns. Fast fashion critics have noted that Marshall's model buying massive amounts of excess inventory, irregulars, and manufacturer overstock does little to curb waste. In fact, it encourages overproduction. If brands know they can offload unsold stock to Marshall's and still recoup costs, what incentive is there to slow down? Then there's labor. Many of the off-brand labels you see at Marshall's come from overseas factories with opaque labor practices. Since Marshall's doesn't always deal directly with the original brand, accountability gets murky, and while the prices may seem like a win for consumers, they can come at a hidden cost.